Hello friends, welcome back, and in this video we will continue with our previous Qt designer and PySide video where we just created a interface inside Qt, something like this, and we imported this inside Python, and when we run this we are able to execute and see our application here. But now still this application we haven't added any Python code, we haven't integrated any Python uh, uh, function attached to any of these widgets. So let's start with that. So first of all, what I want is whenever this application open, it should open in full screen. So how we can do that? You can use self dot show maximized. So now when you run this, it will open in maximized mode, right? So one tip is this. Another is, now I want to add some version number in my app, and also time to time I need to change the title of my application main window. So how I can do that? I can use self dot set title, set window title, and you need to pass a string here. So my some number, whatever version you can provide here. And once you run this, you will see your this name of your Windows title will be changed, updated, whatever you want, right? Now we have a option called we have this tree widget here, and we want to add some items here from our Python. So how we can do that is let's just create a new function here and name it as a populate tree widget. Right. So first of all, before I populate my tree widget, I need to clear, because there are so new items out there. There are many new items which temporary we created here, something like new item, but we don't want that. So to clear that, what we can use, self dot tree widget dot clear. Okay, so one thing, why I typed this tree widget here, because when I created this tree widget inside my Qt designer, I did not mention any specific name for this widget, but I can specify some name. If you see here, it's just tree widget here. So I would say that this is my tree widget, right? And you need to save this UI file, and you need to recompile your UI, and immediately you will see that when you run, you will see error that tree widget is not there. So let's just add this self dot populate tree widget inside, and then when I execute, I should see an error. Right, there is no attribute called tree widget because we just renamed to my tree widget. So let's start with, and you can also see that in UI main window there is a my tree widget here. So just use this, and when you run this, there will be no new item there. It's all clear, right? So now you are able to add your own items inside tree widget. So tree widget, basically you can populate a list. I will try to add a list here. So this is my list, something like names, Okay, so we have few items where what we want to populate inside our tree widget. So let's just populate this self dot my tree widget dot set. Wait, we need to create item first. So item, because in tree widget we need to add some items. So item will be q tree widget dot q tree widget item, and it will be self dot under my tree widget. You need to provide the name of your tree widget, and now you are able to add items like item dot add for each in our item list right. Okay, now let's just run this. Oh, set text is actually required. One more, add which column you want. I want in column 0, so it's like orange is here. But here you see one thing, why it's just showing only orange? Because it is just added orange one item there. So let's just put inside this for loop here, right, and run. Now we should see our all apple, banana, mangoes, everything here. So method can be different as per your requirement, but my main intention to show you like now how you can actually populate interface with Python. So this is Qt interface, but now it's populating a list from Python, and this can be any data which is coming from a database through REST APIs and all, and then yeah, with that way you can actually create and add this. But as you can see that it's right now it's populating in this first column, but you can actually populate in second, third. This is the index of that. So if I change this to something like maybe 1, so now it will be display inside second one. So it's a start with 0, 0, 1. So that's why it's in the first column our all names are appear, right? So let me just add some headers also. So right now it's just like new column, but I just want to clear that and make the headers dynamic. Let's just go to the Qt designer first. I will just take this column to, let's say, up to 3 columns, and save this. UI, build UI, run, and here we have 3 columns, but the names are just new columns. So how we can actually add the name to this headers? Basically let's just keep everything here. So self dot my tree widget dot header set header label, and here you need to provide a list. So it will be first will be the ID, second will be the name, third will be something like color. Okay, so how we can get the ID? For example, just to populate, I will take the enumerate for IEN. So with that I will get the index number and the value. So I will populate at 0th index. So item dot set text at 0, I will put I. But here Whenever we provide a text for a tree widget item, it must be string. But right now, this I is the index, and which is actually a number, a integer, and it will throw a error. First, I will execute and show you what the error will be. Right, so it's saying that you are providing integer, but that is not supported. Then how are we gonna fix that? We will just convert that to a string. So now it should be fine, and we see the IDs and the name and color we haven't provided, but this is the idea to actually how you can actually populate the tree widget. Now let's go to the list widget and how we can populate that. So let's just create a new function for that, diff populate. And first we will clear that, so self as a list widget, so sorry, list widget dot clear, and let's just add some items there. So my item will be something like A, B, C. It can be any type of data list you can provide. So self dot list widget dot add. Here you can see that add items, and straightforward you can just provide this list of items, and it will not execute until you provide inside init. So let's just say self dot populate list widget and run this, and here you can see that ABC is populated here. Perfect. Now let's move to our line edit part, and now what I want is actually just connect this submit button, and it will check the name is filled or the photo is selected. So let's just how we can connect these. So let's just create another function here, and that function is fill form, right? We can name this. So name will be self dot line edit, but hey, we have two names like line edit and line edit 2, and it's very hard to know that okay which line edit actually is the name and which is the photo line edit. So it's better to name your widgets properly. So line edit here, this is the name line edit, so name underscore le. So with that you can easily recognize which line edit you are talking about. And similarly photo, so photo underscore le. So now we have two line edits. Combo box we will rename that to gender underscore cb. So this is our combo box, and this is our push button. We will rename this to submit pb, right? So all named properly. Just save your UI, go back, recompile the UI file, and now we want to get the name. So self dot name le dot text. So with that we can get the text from the line edit, and photo self dot photo le dot text, right? So now what we want is we want to connect this with our submit button. So come here inside our init function on the top, self dot submit push button dot click. So whenever submit button clicked, please connect to fill form. But remember, you don't use these brackets here, otherwise whenever you run this application, this function will execute. So you don't need to provide this until you are providing some argument to your function. Then you should use a lambda function with this connect. I will show you another example. Okay, so for now we'll just continue with that, and let's just print the name. So whenever somebody hit the submit button, just take the name and print it. So for example, right now, yes, nothing printing here. Let's just write name here, submit, and you can see that it's printing my name here. That's fine. Okay, so let's just, if there is nothing there, and if somebody try to execute this button, let's just put some pop-up message that, hey, you need to fill name, right? So how are we going to do that? So first we will see, if there is no name, then show some Qt message box. But remember, you already imported main window from your UI. That's fine, but you already added class of QWidget QMain window, which provide you the Q message box. So let's just see, if not name, so go to QWidgets dot Q message box dot about self, and then a title for your message box, that name required, and just say your message that, hey, fill the name. Okay, so something like that, and then you return from this message, from this function. Let's just run this. So right now it's empty. Let's just try to submit. Okay, it says name required, and hey, fill the name. So it will not. So with that, you can actually connect some message boxes with your button, and if you put some name, then it will just straightforward go ahead, no errors, nothing, everything fine, right? So to wrap this video, I will show you how you can actually connect this tool button to select a image and put it here. So as you can see that wherever you go, and you know when you select this, it's a file browser open. So let's see how we can do that. All right, so create a new function, something like select photo, and in this we will create a photo path plus extension of that path equals to, then you could go to QWidgets, QWidgets dot Q file dialog dot get open file name, and here we are looking for a single file, not multiple files, so just use name, not names. So get file name and self and some title like select photo. Okay, and this select photo we will connect with our tool button. Remember the little tool button that we created? Yeah, self dot tool button dot click. Okay, so this will select photo. Okay, let's just execute that and see what it should. So here we have this little tool button. So if you click here, wow, okay, so click here, it will open a select photo window where you can actually select file and open, but nothing happened. Why? Because we need to say that, hey, whatever is photo path, after select you just populate inside our photo line edit. So self dot photo line edit dot set text photo path, but they should set if we have photo path, so otherwise it will show some error. So to be safe, if photo path add, so let's just run this, select some file name, and you see that it's populated here. And now if you hit submit, it's asking for a file name, but if you have name, but it is not querying for the photo. So let's just add this similar message box where we see, hey, if not photo, say photo required. See, very easy. So just now we created, okay, let's just start, name required, add some name, submit, photo required, select, maybe select image, and hit submit, and you're done. So if everything fine, then just say a message like same, qt widgets dot q message box dot about self done. Okay, so if everything fine, then just hit done. So submit, fill the name, select the file name, submit, and done. And with this done, we are done with this tutorial. So I hope you get the understanding of how the Qt designer UI file we can utilize inside Python, and we can create our application very easily, and visually we can correct a lot of things. Sometimes it's very hard to actually see inside the code, so you have much more control to actually make the design changes inside your app level. You can actually do a lot of pretty things, like you can actually change the style sheet and add some background color, something like this, and hit apply, and you see that the coloring parts, and again you have to change style sheet, this one some different color, and once you're done you just save this and recompile, run. I see this. So yeah, most of the time you just go with Qt designer, make some changes in your design, and then recompile, and then focus on your code to how to add function to make it work properly with all that, right? So this wrap this video series of Qt and Python and PYSIDE, and I'll see you in some other useful tutorials soon. So stay with my channel, subscribe if you haven't. All right, see you guys next video.